Welcome to this video, and I hope you are doing well. I really do hope you are doing well. Now in this video, we'll be looking at addition and subtraction of mixed fractions. We are learning how to add and subtract mixed fractions. In our previous video, we learned on how to add and then subtract fractions. This is not different from what we did earlier on. It's just that these fractions we want to work with are mixed fractions. So let's look at the steps involved in adding fractions that are mixed. The first thing to do is to change or convert the mixed fractions into improper fractions. That which we've done so many times in our previous studies. So you should know how to convert mixed fractions into improper fractions. If you're able to do that, you are 50% done. The rest is to follow the steps in adding and subtraction of fractions we did in our previous videos. So let's look at some examples and then we see how we can apply the steps. This says we have to add 2 whole number 1 over 3 and 1 whole number 2 over 5. We have to add these two fractions. So how do we go about it? Our solution. So we have 2 whole number 1 over 3 plus 1 whole number 2 over 5. So we first of all change it into mixed fractions. And how did we say we do that? We are going to multiply 2 by 3 and then add it to 1. You multiply your whole number by the denominator and then add the numerator all over this old denominator. 3 plus 1 times 5 plus 2. 1 times 5 plus 2. All right? All over 5 as well. 2 times 3 gives us a 6. 6 plus 1, we have 7 over 3 plus 1 times 5 also gives us a 5 plus 2, giving us 7 over 5. So as you can see now, the denominators we have here are the same. So as you can see now, we have 7 over 3 plus 7 over 5. Do not be confused. Don't assume these are like fractions. Mind you, like fractions are actually those whose denominator and not numerator. The denominators should be the same for them to be like fractions. These are not like fractions. So you don't quickly go and say, okay, because the numerators are the same, I'm going to add the denominators. We don't do that. So if we have 7 over 3, that is 7 over 3 plus 7 over 5. We look for the LCM of 3 and 5. So the LCM of 3 and 5 becomes a 15. And 15 divided by 3 gives us 5. 5 multiplies 7. We have 5 times 7. Then plus 5 divides 15 3 times. Then we multiply it by this numerator we have here. That is 3 times 7. And if you have to evaluate 5 times 7, we know gives us what? A 35 plus 3 times 7, which gives us 21, all over 15. So 35 plus 21, we have 56 over 15. So this here is our resulting answer. But as we have said, if you are done evaluating, make sure you convert it into what? Its simplified form. So this here can be simplified as 3 whole number. That is 15 dividing 56. See, you can do the long division. 15 divides 56. How many times? 3 times. And then you actually know that 15 times 3 gives us 45. So with the 45, what will be your remainder? 45, that is 56 minus 45. That gives us an 11 all over 15. So our answer is 3 whole number 11 over 15. That becomes our result after adding 2 whole number 1 over 3 and then 1 whole number 2 over 5. Now there is one short way you can do this. I would solve it for this very first one, but I wouldn't advise you always use it because there are some instances where you would have to apply certain concepts, especially when you are subtracting. So for what we have here, let's look at how we can use one other method to add mixed fractions. And I'm going to write that in red. You are doing it at your own risk, even though it is easy. You know, shortcuts are always dangerous. So we have 2 whole number 1 over 3 plus 1 whole number 2 over 5. So this other method says, let's add the whole numbers together and let's add the fractions also together. What that means is we are going to have 2 plus 1, that is this whole number plus this whole number, and then plus the fractions 1 over 3 plus 2 over 5. And we know 2 plus 1 gives us a 3. So we have 3 plus the LCM of this here are what? 15. So for 15, 3 divides 15 how many times? 5. 5, 1, you have your 5. Plus 5 divides 15 how many times? 3. 3, 2, 6. You see? And you still have your 3 whole number plus 5 plus 6 gives us what? 5 plus 6 gives us an 11 all over 15. 3 whole number plus a fraction. Then you are going to get a 3 whole number 11 over 15. This here is your answer. I wouldn't explain it into details. As I have said, this is a shortcut, and shortcuts are always dangerous. So you can rewind and then stick to this, where if you understand, it is going to go a long way to help you. Now let's try another question and see. So this here says we have to subtract 3 whole number 2 over 7 from 4 whole number 3 over 5. This from over here, you really have to take note of how it is interpreted. We are removing this from this. We are removing this first one from the second one. So let's look at how that is going to be. So we have 4 whole number 3 over 5 minus 3 whole number 2 over 7, right? Changing 4 whole number 3 over 5 into improper fraction. 4 times 5 gives us a 20. 20 plus 3 gives us a 23 over 5. Minus 3 times 7 gives us 21. Then 21 plus 2, you are going to get a 23 over 7. So as we can see now, the denominators we have here are 5 and 7. They are unlike. Hence, we look for the LCM of 5 and then 7. The LCM of 5 and 7 is what? 35. If you guessed that correctly, big ups to you. So we have our 35, and then what do? 35 divided by 5 over here gives us a what? A 7. 7 times 23, that is 23 times 7, gives us 161. Minus 7 also divides 35 5 times. The multiply of 5 by the 23. So 23 times 5. And that gives us 115 as well. So we can quickly do that simplification here. 1, 6, 1 minus 1, 1, 5. If I'm to subtract, this here isn't going to work. So I'll borrow 1 from here so that I have 11. 11 minus 5 gives us a 6. Then I left with 5 over here. 5 minus 1 gives us a 4. 1 minus 1, we have 0. So for the numerator, if we perform our simplification, we are going to get 46 over 35, right? And 46 over 35 here can be changed into mixed form because our numerator is bigger than our denominator. So you say it implies that 46 divided by 35 gives us a 1 whole number. So 1 whole number, then 11 over 35. 11 because 35 divides 46 just once. Then you have a remainder of 11. That is where we are taking this 11 from. All of these, which we have already done. You can always check the playlist to get those videos and then quickly do a review. So I'll solve one last question, then I'll give some exercise you can try on your own to test your understanding. Okay, so this here is our third question. Now, if this is your first time in of viewing this video from this channel, this is Heart Beyond Numbers, where we learn maths the easy way. If the videos have been helpful, then you can choose to subscribe and then share to your friends so that they all learn from it. Now, I hope, or I would like to believe that for this second one we did over here, you tried the shortcut and then it also worked. Now let's look at this third question here. So we have 2 whole number 1 over 3 plus 1 whole number 2 over 7 minus 3 whole number 1 over 5. So as usual, the first thing we need to do is to change them all into to the improper fraction. So we have 2 times 3 giving us 6. 6 plus 1, we have what? 7. Let me write our solution down. So 2 whole number 1 over 3 plus 1 whole number 2 over 7 minus 3 whole number 1 over 5. So if you have to change them all, 2, 3, 6. 6 plus 1, we have 7 whole number 7 over 3. Then plus 1 times 7 plus 2. That gives us 9. So 9 over 7. Then minus 3 times 5 gives us 15. 15 times 1, we have 15 plus 1. We have 16 over 5. And then now we look at our denominators. So if you look at 3, 7, and 5, what is our LCM? One interesting thing I would quickly share with you is if you have all the denominators as prime numbers, just multiply them through and that will be your LCM. So you have 3 times 7 times 5. That is 105. So we have 105 as our denominator or as our LCM. Then we now ask ourselves, 105 divided by 3 gives us what? A 35. So we multiply that 35 by this number here, which is our 7. So 35 times 7. And that should give us 245. Plus, once again, our 105 divided by 7. So 105 divided by then 7. That should give you a 15. Then you multiply your 15 by the 9. Right? So 15 times 9 gives us 135. So you put down 135 here. Then we come to the 5 as well. 5 divides 105. I think that would be a 21. So 21 times 16. 21 times 16 gives us 336. And take note of the subtraction sign you have here. You see? Now this is what we have. Let me copy that. We have 245 plus 135 minus 336. You can perform that arithmetic. Let's say you have, let's quickly do that here. So we have 245 plus 135. That should give us what? 5 plus 5, we have 0. Then carry 1. 1 plus 4 gives us 5 plus 3. We have 8. Then 2 plus 1 gives us a 3. So you have 380. Then 380 minus 336. So once again, we borrow 1 from here, giving us 10. 10 minus 6, we have a 4. And remember, we borrowed 1 from here. So we are left with 7. 7 minus 3 gives us also a 4. 3 minus 3 gives us nothing. So it means for the numerator here, all we are going to get is just a 44. So you are going to get a 44 over 105. 44 over 100 and what? 5. And this is in its simplest form already. I don't think there are any common factors we can use to simplify further. So this we have done is no different from what we did in a previous video. Always convert mixed fractions to improper fractions for easier calculations. And take note, you see what we did over here? Be careful when you are borrowing in subtractions. And always simplify your final answer and express it as a mixed fraction if the need be. So let's write down some questions you can try on your own to test your understanding. Let's have beyond numbers where we learn maths the easy way. Kindly subscribe for more videos and to be notified when I release any educational content. Let's look here. So these are some questions you can try on your own to test your understanding. In our next video, we'll be looking at solving word problems involving addition and subtraction of fractions. See you in our next video.